Today we hit the mall and a burlesque show. NERDSoul. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of, yeah, that's right, on screen. We dealing with some dope deities, and we gonna get it started because we gonna go to the mall, all right? That's right, shut it down. We gonna go to a burlesque show, all right, and get it clean in American Gods. And if you're brand new, I want to say thank you for stopping by. But if you've been here before, if you've left a comment, if you put a thumb up or a thumb down, I want to say thank you for adding to the conversation. We've been talking in the comments, talking about who we think this is, what would be cool with that, how Anubis is, how, Anansi is, Toth, all them. Bill Quist is dope. She could be this, she could be that. All kinds of things, and I love engaging with you guys. Speculation, all that crazy stuff is wonderful. Now, I gotta check some of y'all. Some of y'all book people, all right? Some of y'all people that been reading them novels, dropping spoilers. I'm gonna ask again, please, no spoilers. If I see it, I got to delete it. So if your comment disappears, it's most likely because you put a book spoiler in there and somebody told me, yo, man, that's a book spoiler. And I was like, gotta go. But besides that, thank you so much. Let's keep talking. I don't care if you want to talk about next season, what you think happened last season, who you think means what to what. I love speculation. I love talking down in the comments below. So thank you for the love. Thank you for the convo. And from Solar on the last episode, he says, thank you as well. It's been a ball. He'll probably be in the comments soon, but let's get this started because we got tons of stuff to talk about. Two mainly. And first, we're going to go to the mall. So this episode pretty much has two places. Of course, the mall and the burlesque show. We're gonna get into the mall here after the, after the break. We're getting the burlesque, but the mall we follow up. Shadow, your boy Odin, just minding their business, trying to get this staff put back together. All right, now we figure out why it needs to be put back together later on, of course, during this episode. But the Dwarf King is like, yo, look, somebody gonna have to put the rooms back together. I know who's gonna have to do it. You gotta go there. So the interesting part about this move to the mall is a statement on commerce at this time in kind of like malls all across America, and also a statement on the kind of like the kiosks that have been sort of forgotten. Like if malls have become ghost towns, then these little middle kiosks, like, the Sunglass Hut or something, are kind of like these forgotten relics of, greater days where they even talk about like teenagers would come here and this would be essentially like the watering hole of the 90s. But now just seemingly have lost their luster and are filled with more seasoned people that, like to get their exercise. Oh, I'm getting in trouble for that. But when it comes to the dwarves, of course, you got Odin can't just bully everybody. Well, I mean, sort of he probably could, but look, it's honey and vinegar, all right? So he's like, yo, look, I need these rooms hooked up. Somebody said you could do it. You look like you can't do it. And they're like, oh yeah, we can do it for this jacket, this little sparkly jacket. Now, of course, the jacket doesn't look like much, but this is a famed jacket. So what's interesting is the plot and plan they hatched to get this jacket. Because even Shadow is like on some, why don't just buy the jacket, man? But similar to what we were talking about with Solar in the latest episode about Anansi is the nature of Odin. Odin can't just go in and just buy the jacket. Of course not, dude. That would make too much sense. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, look, all right, we're gonna do this trick. We're gonna run this con to see if we can just sneak this jacket up out of here. And the perfect thing to me about this con is not only does he play a father, but then you have Shadow come in and play this, I guess, like FBI agent or some kind of special agent that's coming to get him. Now, if anyone's ever in this situation, you get all this little, counterfeit money stuff and he's smudging the bills and stuff. Normally, you would say, something's not right. Why do we have this guy out here, trying his best to steal this jacket. And why is the FBI out here chasing him? We in the middle of somewhere America. You know what I'm saying? This is just a plain town. Why this? Why now? But of course the guy doesn't think that. He's just like, yo, maybe I helped thwart a crime. Maybe I helped stop a bad guy. And poor guy. But with that said, one thing I really like here is Shadow has Odin at his mercy to a certain degree because he's handcuffed. Now, of course, I'm sure Odin could have just broke the handcuffs or something, but I guess based on, the cover he trying to keep is Odin, he was like, yo, I'm gonna stay handcuffed. And Shadow gets to ask him some questions like, yo, what is up? What is going on? What's the deal? What your father, your son? Tell me what is happening? So Odin is like, look, my son, you don't look like him, but you remind me of him. The way you act, the way you do your thing. Now during this scene, once again, I gotta give a shout out to the cinematography. Once at the Sunglass Hut or whatever they was at, that was dope. See, he loves it too. One thing is when they were at the little kiosk, I like the way they did the forced perspective. I like that. And then also here where you see them dualize in the mirror. So you see them twice on screen and then also in the mirror in the reactions. And it's just set up really well. And the color grading in the mall as opposed to the burlesque show is amazing also. But I like that Shadow right now in this episode is taking a more nuanced but forceful approach to being like, look, you need to tell me something. And I'm not playing no more. I'm done. Now, real quick to you in the comment, let me know if you think we're going to see the dwarves anymore. Do you think their usefulness is over? Or if we're going to get some more that dwarf workings and magic put together? Because after this, we see him bring him the runes. He brings him the coat, put the coat on him, and like magic, plot out. He hooks up put the runes back like ding, and all the runes is back. Look beautiful. And for all the work that he did, especially out in mad plain view of normal people, you think that he want to keep down on the low line, do it in the back room. He like, nah, man, I'm cool. I'm gonna do it right here. And it ends up looking awesome. So we one step closer to getting this spear back. But with that, do you think we need or will see more dwarves? Because it looks like maybe the dwarves' role here is done. But I like their attitude towards their work and towards Odin. So it could be nice to see them again. Also, big shout out to my man from Blacklist. He's always great. See what I'm saying? He know he great. He know he great. So we got a nice, proper, classy burlesque show to get to in just a moment. But first, Cure Brand's gonna help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. So, got the burlesque show. And this is where the wealth of the episode is at. And there's, I'd say 3, maybe an extra, things that I want to touch on. 1, Technical Boy. We get to see way back in, I believe it says 1943, way back then. We see the new guys are already matriculating around, already talking that stuff. Talking that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this place is all right. You know what I'm saying? Girls ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? The beer ain't worth nothing. Dude came in there. He was literally like Rick James walking into Eddie Murphy's house. And you know what? I don't like that disrespect. You know what? Odin don't like that disrespect either. And he made a statement about real power. Now, real quick question to you. What do you think real power means in terms of what Odin is talking about? Because I have my own idea. And my own idea is that real power is like, we existed in a tangible form as personified gods. You are more ideas that people worship. It's a different thing. But also, your power is derived from the idea of something. Our power is derived by the tangible personification of something. And maybe I'm tripping, maybe it's deeper. Let me know if y'all trying to go deeper. But when he said real power, I mean, it's kind of like Mr. World is able to, you know, phase in and out through other people, like the little puppets or whatever at Easter's house. But Odin was able to bring that storm down. You know what I'm saying? That's real power. Number 2, we have Donar the Great and Columbia. We see them as a duo. They're together. They're a nice couple. Everything seems cool. Columbia wants more. You know what I'm saying? He know. She wants more. She want to run away. I'm tired of this. I want to go to Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? LA, big city of dreams. You know what I'm saying? And Donar he really don't know what he want, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't know. He don't know what he want. And getting wrapped up with the American Nazis, getting wrapped up in this, you know, this whole weightlifting thing, this deal, getting wrapped up in trying to get more worshipers and going to Chicago, all of this stuff ends up being something that he never wanted to do, but he was just doing because he was going with the flow. And Donar becomes one of these characters that you just feel for, because we all know one of those characters or one of those people that have just felt like they're being tossed in the wind. They really don't have any direction. And you add in a parent that is controlling, a parent that is a little too pushy, a parent that is conniving into the mix, and you have a recipe for disaster. I think, you know, run with me on this. Columbia and Donar run off to LA. I think they end off happy, healthy, everything's great. But that's not the future Donar's pops wanted for him. So Odin is going to be like, well, nah, I don't want that. And not realizing that this ain't your life to want or not want. It's not yours no more. You raised him. He's a grown man. These are his decisions. Ever since this boy been about 12, 13, he started taking more and more responsibility for what he does. Now he is a full-grown man. It is all on him. It's not important on what you want. It is his life. But, you know, of course, Odin also has this thing with these new guys coming up. He like, look, I got to show them we still got power. We need worshipers. You know what I'm saying? You got to go do this for the fam. And, you know, when you get into situations like that, you know it's never good. So then this episode gets into the situation where they're doing a lot of romantic comedies where I got to kind of knock it for with the writing where, you know, like somebody or something will happen to the man or the woman separately, but normal people in real life would have talked to each other and, you know, at least confronted each other for a last time before they left. And that doesn't happen in real life. If, like, say you're chilling at home and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, someone says, hey, your girlfriend did this and she's leaving, and then went to your girlfriend and said, your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever, doing this and they leaving. There is no reason or no way that you're not going to call, text, email, something, message in there, send a pigeon, say like, yo, why you going to do me like that? And then when you say that, they'll be like, do you like what? And you'll be like, you said you was leaving, going to America to be on posters and to help the war effort. She'll be like, nah, that ain't what happened. Your daddy said this. And then both of y'all be like, So that's something that just bothers me in general with writing. People usually do that. Let me know if I'm tripping. Maybe I need to ease up. But I think this is something that happens not only in romantic comedies, but they did it here where there's some understanding that in real life, normal people would have said something to each other, or even in situations where someone lies to like 3 or 4 people, but in real life, these people are like brothers and sisters or related or best friends or something, and normally they would have talked to each other in real life, but somehow, apparently communication doesn't exist between them anymore. But let me know if I'm bugging. Probably not bugging, but just let me know. And lastly, I want to get into your boy Anansi. This is a story that is quite interesting, and I actually listened to back 3 times. Probably 4, about how this little boy was born into a world where only women could be rulers. And how, you know, basically why he was being set up to lose, Donar, and why, how this can be all turned against you. And, him, Anansi going to these people, getting fire from the gods, coming back, taking over this land, and then ending up in a situation where he can't have the land and he can't have rulership, and he's lost on both sides because of his betrayal. And the way he tells the story is tragic, it's sad, and it opens up a little bit of the more human and raw side of Anansi. We've seen a lot of anger, which has been great, but this goes to the core of who he is and why he is. Yes, he's the god of knowledge, history, trickery, and stuff like that, but there is a deep-seated, I think, longing for home that maybe he'll never be able to fill, maybe he'll never be able to reconcile with, but we'll see. But that story that he told was the same story with the same thing with Donar. It's like, dude, this was rigged before you got into it. So what you want to win it for? Like, look, they built you up so you could lose. That's how it's always been. Why? Why even be involved? And Anansi knowing, like, I've been down this path, wanting something so bad and messing around finding out that you shouldn't have been in it in the first place. And just seeing his face, seeing his closeness with his emotions at that moment provided a new dimension to Anansi for me that I really enjoy. And once again, Orlando Jones is crushing it in that role. Now, lastly, of course, there's the moment, and lastly, I know I say lastly, this is lastly, the moment in the alley. We find out why the spear has been broken. Pops thought he still had it, and probably still does. Pop, he was probably trying to be soft on his son, but, Sonny Boy took that, took that hammer, smashed that spear. He smashed that spear so hard, but you see not only the spear was broken, the spirit was broken, and also the relationship was broken to the point where, of course, he killed himself later on just by that loneliness that I think can kind of attack, consume, and cover all of us if we're not super careful. So guys, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, there's tons of stuff in this episode that went on that we can talk about. There's tons of imagery, tons of dance numbers, tons of singing, tons of places and people that we did not expect that I wanna talk about. So holla at me. You know what I'm saying? I know you're already getting ready to type, either type like, yo, don't forget this part, or type, yo, do you remember this? Or did you see that? Type all that stuff. I can't wait to see y'all sunshiny faces. Until next time, I'm gonna tell you guys to head up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos for the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then head up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, all you got to show them is just a little bit of the leg and a little bit of the stomach. They're coming out with that money. Peace.